Hey, what is up? Keep It Simple Stewman family out there. I hope your ministry is going well. You're preparing for maybe your midweek or your weekend services. But are you preparing yourself for ministry in the meantime? What I mean by that is, are you continually learning and trying to get better at what you're doing? And since you're here watching this video, I bet the answer is yes. And so I want to give you 5 books I think you should read this year. They're not all of them are brand new. But I think there are 5 books that have impacted me in my ministry and my personal life. And I think they might help you, so I'm going to go through them right now. This is one I actually read for the first time in high school. It's called Let the Nations Be Glad, The Supremacy of God in Missions, and it's by John Piper, and it's about God's heart for the lost. And it has impacted the way that I do student ministry in the way that I'm trying to get students to see a global, bigger picture of the church and have a heart to reach those who are far from God. And that's made a big difference in my life. The second one that has been a personal favorite of mine is called The Divine Mentor by Wayne Cordeiro. He's a pastor in Hawaii, and The Divine Mentor is all about the SOAP method of Bible study, Scripture, Observation, Application, Prayer. And it's actually something that we take our student leaders through in their first year, and the SOAP method is something that we teach in our student ministry as a spiritual discipline. So if you're looking at not only getting better at how you study the Bible for yourself, but also a method that's simple to teach and replicate to students, The Divine Mentor is the way to go. This book, it's all in How You Tell It, by the late Haddon Robinson. Haddon Robinson was the professor of preaching at Gordon Conwell Seminary. He recently passed away this last year, but this is about first-person expository messages, and so it's about doing first-person narratives as the character, but also it's about storytelling. How do you tell the story? And so I'm going to put a link in the show notes down here on a message that I just did recently in our main service, where I started off in first person telling the story setting the stage. And so a lot of the tips and tricks that I used in that I learned from this book right here. This next one is Parenting Beyond Your Capacity by Reggie Joiner and Carey Nieuwhof. It's not that new. It's a couple years old now, but it is one of the best books on parenting as a disciple maker I've ever read. In fact, this is one of the copies that we give out to our parents. We have a little bit of a lending library, and so parents can check this out and read it. And so this is a book that we highly recommend to our parents. And if you're a parent, especially if you're young and you're just starting out as a parent, please read this book. It will reset the way you think about raising your kids for the long term. And then this one is called Not Yet Married. It's actually new this last year. Not Yet Married by Marshall Siegel, The Joy of Singleness in Dating. And this is good, especially if you work with young adults. We're actually taking our young adults through this upcoming spring. But if you are single or newly married, or you work with single people, so if you work with students, you work with single people all the time, this will frame the conversation about dating and boundaries and what the purpose of dating and marriage is all about for you as you teach kids. And so it's an incredible book. It's very well written, and I really recommend it. So those are 5 things. They're all available on Amazon. None of them are terribly expensive, but I think that they will change the way that you teach, the way that you are as a youth pastor, both professionally and personally. So those are 5 books that I would highly recommend. Go grab them on Audible, grab them on Amazon, and check them out and be better. Be more intentional, be more successful for the long haul. Peace out.